Welcome to the Tombolo Multicultural Variety Show Season 3. I'm your host, Michelle Debnath Canning. This season, we will be covering 6 ethnocultural communities that play a prominent role in the province. We want to learn about what they are doing, their culture, and the programs they have supported in their communities to integrate and enrich our beloved province. So, let's get the show started. Welcome back to the Tombolo Multicultural Variety Show. I'm your host, Michelle Debnath Canning, and sitting here today with us is Coco from the Filipino Canadian Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. Coco, thank you for joining us today.
Michelle, it's my pleasure to be here.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and the organization that you're representing?
I'm Coco, and I've been with the organization 2 years now. The organization was established 2014, and by the elders who came here first. Here in Newfoundland and Labrador, we do have 2 organizations that is active. One is the PhilCan, or the Filipino Canadian Organization, and the PhilAn, which is the Association of Filipino Community.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you must have a certain amount of population represented here for you to have 2 organizations just in this metro region, right? Mm-hmm. So what is the approximate population right now in the entire province, if you could get that number?
Okay. It's like 5,000 all across Newfoundland and Labrador. In metro, we do have 2,000.
Wow.
Okay. In the Labrador, we do have approximately 1,000. And then the central and the west, like from the Port of Basque to down in Gander, is like 2,000, including the international students as well.
Right, because that's going to fluctuate year by year as well. Mm-hmm. Are they usually coming to Kona, Mun, or are there specific
Mixed.
Industries that are coming in?
Half of them are with Mun, and then half are in Kona.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned that there was 2 organizations just in the metro region.
Yeah.
What other Filipino organizations are there in the whole province?
There is one in the Happy Goose Valley. There is one in Lab City. There is one community in Gander, and there is one in Corner Brook.
So people kind of chose that location based on more so their priorities, I guess. Like you're going to see more of the students here and sub-established. Mm-hmm. And so what are people doing in the Labrador region mostly? What attracted them to go that region?
Basically just work.
Yeah. So are there any notable characters or people in your community that you would like to highlight from the Filipino associations or any organizations that you think definitely stand out?
There are a few businesses owned by Filipinos. One of it is that RJ Pinoyam. RJ Pinoyam restaurant is, they got 2 locations, one in Gatchin Avenue and one in Mount Pearl. Also, we have 3 in downtown. We have the Memorial Cafe, owned by a Filipino, and then there's like a Sinaing as well, and Gian's Kitchen.
Oh, I've been to RJ Pinoyam. It's good food there too,
It
right?
is, no doubt. Yeah.
What is the specialty of Filipino cuisine, do you think?
Depends. If it's summer, it should be halo-halo.
Okay.
You can't miss it. It's a dessert actually made with a crushed ice and sweetened stuff. What do you call that? Like colorful. We call it sago.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So yeah, you should try it.
That's a specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And if it's winter, then we have a lumi. Like it's a noodles with pork and variety of meats and all that stuff. So it's really good.
Okay. And are there any other notable characters that you'd like to mention from the community as well?
We have one business owned by a Filipino in Avalon Mall, which is it's in a medical field. It's called Medcare Aesthetics. So it's like a spa and the massage and for eyebrows and all your, anything that you wanted to enhance your beauty, you can go there.
I think I walked by there too. It looks like a very modernized space as well.
It is.
Yeah. Are they bringing in any kind of traditional Filipino medical work, or like any kind of like cultural aspect as well in those kind of businesses?
Actually, what they offers is just the, what other med cares aesthetic company or businesses offers as well.
Right.
Like, you know, eyelash and eyebrows and your skin and buttocks and, you know.
They're just keeping up with the times.
Right?
Tombolo Multicultural Festival and We Care Foundation of Newfoundland and Labrador provide economic, social, and cultural empowerment and integration programs and services to newcomers, immigrants, refugees, and the racialized. Sewing classes, cooking classes, entrepreneurship skill training, arts and craft classes, music and dance classes, employment skills training, provide hot meals, food hampers, gift cards, and food vouchers to those facing food insecurity. Affordable housing, offer counseling support for victims of gender-based violence, award scholarships, donate home furniture to newcomers. Contact now at tombolofestivalnl@gmail.com. Welcome back to Tombolo Multicultural Variety Show. I am still here with Coco from the Canadian Filipino Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. Now, Coco, before we left for the break, we were talking about the population as Filipinos are represented throughout Newfoundland and Labrador. Are there any careers or anything prominent that you find the Filipino community represents as they come to this province?
Sure, yes, there's one. Actually, if there's one profession that the Filipinos known for in an international stage, that'll be nursing. Yes. Years ago, when some of these homes, you know, hires lots of PCAs, but these PCAs are actually nurses in the Philippines. And then back then, it's really hard for them to practice nursing because of the requirements, and they have to go to school and they have to spend money.
That's right. Even though they're coming in with the credential from the Philippines.
Yes, exactly. But then when pandemic happens, there was a shortage. So the government tweaked the requirements a little bit, and then these PCAs were able to practice their nursing as soon as they get to pass the exam.
Oh, okay. So they had to study for a different kind of exam, and then they could become registered nurses to do this. What a great time to be able to make that adaptation, right? Because the Filipino community obviously has so much skill set to contribute during COVID times, and then bam, you've already got this in the province, so they're able to tap into it.
That's very
fantastic.
true.
Yeah. Now, so besides the nurses and things like that, if we were to move into the arts aspects of the Filipino community, are there any artists or designers or musicians that you think is notable to mention from the Filipino community?
Right now, I can only think of one person as an artist. His name is Richie Perez. He is doing some TV. He's starred in Son of the Rich. Also, he's a photographer, and he's into this film too.
Welcome back to Tombolo Multicultural Variety Show. I'm sitting here with a very special guest now. Could you tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're originally from?
Well, hi, my name is Richie Perez. I'm from Manila, Philippines. I was born in 1974 and moved here from the Philippines to Newfoundland, Canada in 1977.
So could you tell us what brought you to Newfoundland and Labrador at such a young age?
Well, I was probably around 3 years old when we moved here. It was my parents and my sister. We moved here in 1977, and from talking to my parents growing up throughout the years, we moved at a time when Marcos was president, and he had the country under martial law. So we from my parents, we fled. We kind of fled from the country for. Like the social injustices, 500,000 people went missing around. There was a lot of just uncertainties going on, and we were sponsored here by my aunt at the time. She was a nurse working for the Janeway Hospital.
Wow! So you chose Newfoundland and Labrador for safety, and also you've had a family here already too that was able to help you get settled in here as well, hey?
Yeah. She was a nurse here. Apparently, years and years ago, there were a lot of Filipino nurses that were working here in Newfoundland, and that was who sponsored us. My aunt Emily, who got us here to move to Newfoundland.
That's fantastic. Rishi, do you want to tell us a little bit about your profession and how you're established here in Newfoundland and Labrador?
Sure. Yes, I'm a multimedia specialist at the Memorial University. Currently, I'm working at the Faculty of Medicine, supporting in graphic design, video, and all sorts of like rich media. And I currently I've been a photographer with shooting professionally for the past 10 to 15 years, and music is part of my passion as well. I've been playing since the early 1990s within the punk rock scene, community alternative rock scene.
Wow. How did you find Newfoundland and Labrador was able to kind of welcome and accommodate this pursuit?
Well, I really promote that the music community has took me under their wing. I always am thankful for being part of that, because there was a time in my 20s that I was just trying to find my community here, struggled trying to find friends and getting into music, making music and songwriting, and just meeting a lot of people to collaborate and write music with was very helpful in shaping my my passion.
So Rishi, you were actually recommended by a leader in your community as a prominent character. Tell us a little bit about how you play a role in your community and how you've established yourself as a prominent leader in your community.
Well, I'm thankful that that's recognized. Whoever that person was to recommend me for this, but I'm thankful that it's recognized that I advocate for equality and inclusion, and like just to help newcomers, new people who have moved to Newfoundland, just trying to be welcoming to them, and just anyone I meet, just trying to make sure that they have or know of steering them in the right direction of any needs or any questions they have. I try to do that because I struggled being here. There was a day that we didn't have as much diversity as we had growing up, so I try to give back in that way. And with my photography, I'd like to think that my work in my photography, I'm helping expose and kind of showcase our different cultures here by going out and immersing myself in all these different cultures and showing on social media or whatever to kind of promote that.
That's fantastic. So in a way, you've taken your personal experiences and found out where there was a gap, and you've kind of been the one to fill that gap for the future generations, hey? Yes,
yeah. I think it's the time in my life that I feel like I need to kind of help promote that. I grew up here. The differences growing up here was very difficult for me. It was a struggle. I actually was in denial. It was a lot of assimilation. I was actually embarrassed of my own culture growing up here because it was the only way to survive, to fit in, and now I'm embracing it. I have two beautiful daughters that I want them to kind of to feel safe and feel comfortable of their Filipino culture, and so I try to make that to make it feel that it's okay to know about your own culture like that. So.
Right. In a way, you found your own identity, and now you're kind of sharing that confidence, I guess.
Exactly. I still am. Within the 10 years now, I've been going back to visiting Philippines because my mom is there, and it's my initiative to kind of relearn about my Filipino roots and my own culture.
So, Rishi, there's so many things that you've done with this province and just throughout your life established here. Is there anything else you'd like the people at home to know about you?
Sure, yeah. I like to skateboard. I've been skateboarding since I was a kid growing up here. I like to sit in my underwear and play guitar, electric guitar, and I like to take pictures. I love to travel. And traveling back to Philippines has been, in the past 10 years, has been a big thing for me of kind of reconnecting with my Filipino culture. I've been going back and just rediscovering everything what I've kind of missed out on from not traveling back. So yeah, and also there's a show called Son of a Critch that shows a little bit of a snapshot of my childhood growing up in St. John's, Newfoundland. So if you ever want to know a little bit of me in the TV world, there's a little kid named Richie that plays Mark Critch's best friend on the TV show. So.
Is that inspired from your life you found?
Yeah. So I've been asked to kind of share my stories. It's a TV show, so a little bit of a twists and turns, but the majority of the stories of my struggle sometimes and growing up feeling like being an outsider. It kind of portrays that on the show. And Mark and I of us feeling a little like outsiders and trying to fit in. So
Tombolo Multicultural Festival and We Care Foundation of Newfoundland and Labrador provide economic, social, and cultural empowerment and integration programs and services to newcomers, immigrants, refugees, and the racialized. Sewing classes, cooking classes, entrepreneurship skill training, arts and craft classes, music and dance classes, employment skills training, provide hot meals, food hampers, gift cards, and food vouchers to those facing food insecurity. Affordable housing, offer counseling support for victims of gender-based violence, award scholarships, donate home furniture to newcomers. Contact now at tombolofestivalnl@gmail.com. So as we go back to your organization to talk about it a little bit further, what are some of the main things that your organization offers, especially maybe newcomers that are coming in from the Filipino community?
Our organization has no funding from province or whatsoever. And what we do is pure volunteer. And sometimes we spend our own money just to deliver these activities. So recently, we had a tax clinic. Okay, we serve not only the Filipino community, but various communities from St. John's. Also, we had hold some activities like the first-time homebuyer session or a session about RSPs and TFSAs and life insurance kind of thing, because these are necessities of a newcomer.
Yes. Yeah. So how are they being run then if there's no funding from the government? Is this all volunteer based?
It is all volunteer, and sometimes again we have to find a space where we can do it freely and invite some speakers who don't ask for any fees or something like that. Because again, we have no funding and we don't have any money. We just use our own resources to run these activities.
All right. And so you offer yourself from volunteer basis tax clinics and home buyers information and things like that. Are there any organizations that you also refer them to if they're looking for certain things as newcomers in settlement?
For the settlement, we do have, I know we have connections with the other organization, which is the FILAN, the Filipino Community Organization. Also, we have connections with Alicia's, the Latino Hispanic organization. They've been very helpful. The Tombolo organization as well with Miss Zainab, they're very helpful as well. So yes, if there's any newcomer that needs help, we can just refer it to the various organization.
Yes, yeah. And it's always good to have that community collaboration too, right?
Yes.
Because you're all coming from, well, even though it's all from these different regions, sometimes you're overlapping in the conflicts and the obstacles that you're trying to face together, and they kind of come to a common solution. So it's great.
I love your word, collaboration. I always believe that no man is an island. So we come together to help one another, to serve one another, and then go, from there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is very beautiful.
If there was a couple of things that you would want Newfoundland and Labradorians to know about the Filipino community, what do you think that would be?
Number one is that Philippines it's a small country, but it's made of 7,107 islands. So if you go to the Philippines, you can choose whatever islands you want to go. That's number one. Number two is that we are composed of 99% of the populations are Roman Catholic. So religion is a huge for us. That's why the first thing that a newcomer goes is that they have to look for church, which is closer to their place. Also is that there's this one gesture that we do. I'm not saying it's tradition, but it's something that we've done, and I believe we'll all keep on doing regardless of time. It's called mano, or bless. So it's a respect, a gesture of respect, where we take the hand of our elders and slightly bow and bring the hand in our forehead. So it's like bless, and then the elder will say, God bless you.
Okay.
So yes, I think that's a gesture that we can't let go even if we're here in Canada.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how we respect our elders, and that's how we show love and appreciation to our, parents and our grandmothers and grandparents. Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful to, still be able to carry on gestures that are so valuable and bring it into Newfoundland and Labrador and continue this, because, there's no downside with respecting your elders, is there? So that's great to hear. So if people are trying to find you, and whether are they locals or whether they're from the Filipino community, what's the best way to find your organization and access with your social media handling or your physical presence? Maybe if there's any events coming up.
So everyone is on Facebook. So we do have a Facebook page. It's called Newfoundland and Labrador Filipino Canadian Organization, INC. And also we do have a website. It's www.philcannl.com. So if they need anything, from us, or they can reach out to us, they can check our website. There's a phone number there. There's a messenger that they can send directly.
Okay. And is this monitored all by volunteers from the organization? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
100% volunteer.
Yeah. And is there any events coming up that you would like to highlight?
So every June, we do celebrate our Independence Day. So that is weekend, and we raise our flag, we gather, and we do potlucks, and we sometimes invite public officials like our mayors and all the stuff, just so we can commemorate the freedom that we had back then.
Yeah. That's beautiful, and it's a good way to get the community together as well.
That's true.
So that's great. Thank you so much, Coco, for taking the time to share this information and your own perspective on how the Filipino community contributes to Newfoundland and Labrador.
Oh, thank you, Michelle, for giving us the opportunity to show what is Filipino Canadian community here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
Tombolo Multicultural Festival and We Care Foundation of Newfoundland and Labrador provide economic, social, and cultural empowerment and integration programs and services to newcomers, immigrants, refugees, and the racialized. Sewing classes, cooking classes, entrepreneurship skill training, arts and craft classes, music and dance classes, employment skills training, provide hot meals, food hampers, gift cards, and food vouchers to those facing food insecurity. Affordable housing, offer counseling support for victims of gender-based violence, award scholarships, donate home furniture to newcomers. Contact now at tombolofestivalnl@gmail.com. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. Join us next time as we explore another organization and community in the province. I'm your host, Michelle Debnath Canning. See you next time.